Hi guys, we have with us today Aman. Aman is from IFT and so we talked about this last week के I want to take his interview. तो मेन इंटरव्यू का वही था कि सर आपने कैसे तैयारी किया टू MBA बट मेनली आई वांट टू फोकस ऑन पोस्ट MBA बिकॉज व्हेन स्टूडेंट्स स्टडिंग तो उसको ये था कि मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ, मैथ्स पढ़ना है, लॉजिक करना है, तो आज का वही मेन एजेंडा होना चाहिए कि क्यों पढ़ना चाहिए, MBA क्यों करना चाहिए. तो सर पहले अपने बारे में थोड़ा बताइए अबाउट योर बैकग्राउंड एंड ऑल.
I'm basically an engineer and I've done a computer engineering and उसके बाद I have done my MBA from IIFT and now I work for some years in a MNC and now I run my own business.
Okay, on that. So sir, how would you rate your life after MBA? Was it the best decision of your life or you could think there any other option available today apart from MBA?
See, quite honestly, I will not be able to say anything about other options, but one thing I can say about life after MBA is that if you are a graduate who's working in a college or in a small company or any other company, even if you are working for a TCS or a Wipro, if you have done well in your college and you've got a good job, your first salary will make you happy. So I think that is one thing you can seriously look forward to. So automatically, if you see your bank account being credited with double the amount you were getting in your last salary, I think that's a good motivation for. In fact, if I look at my scenario, my salary tripled. So I don't think whatever I was getting before I joined IFT and the first salary when I came and I got an SMS from my bank, it was 3 times. So I don't think there is any other bigger motivation you need to start preparing and working hard towards getting into these colleges. You know, they will change your financial status, they will change your lifestyle, they will take you to a different level, you know, and I think if you have the serious approach, you could shift. It is up to you, no one else can help you in that. You want to shift yourself from an X to a 3X, it is up to you, and I am glad I did that. So, and it is not only for that one salary that you receive across your life now. Your salary has grown from that 3x. No,
ये मेरे साथ हुआ ना when I got my first salary तो जो टैक्स काटा गया I was very sad कि इतना टैक्स काटा. Then I realized the amount of tax I'm paying now is more than the salary which I used to earn earlier. So that's the kind of, it's not about the money mainly, it's more about the profile. जो पैसा देगा वो काम भी अच्छा देगा. So profile अच्छा हो गया, अपने आप सब कुछ everything fall into place. So that's what I normally say कि यार आज से 5 साल के बाद तुम क्या खा रहे होगे, क्या पहन रहे होगे, किसके साथ खा रहे होगे. It's all depend upon how you perform in the next few weeks.
You also get to travel the world. You know, I'm sure some graduate jobs are also today allowing that, but IFT being a global focused company institute, a lot of companies which pick you are generally either global companies or they are companies which have plans to expand globally. So the experience of the world, you get to feel the world, you know. In about 5 years in my job, my passport had been stamped about 27, 28 times. So I think that is also something that can motivate you. You know, some of us want to see the world. So a good B school could also give you an exposure to the world affairs. So that's also one motivation. Some of us could be motivated by, you know, the fact that you're going to travel the world.
So that's a good option because a lot of people who want to give GMAT and go abroad for do their MBA. तो यार तुम 40 लाख 50 लाख खर्चा करके जा रहे हो, सच MBA करके जाओ. तो उतना तुम्हारा
and the MBA quality in India, I think will be better than probably abroad, and because you have to look after so many things, you can't focus on your studies as well. So when you are in India, you can at least be focused on your studies, and the opportunity in India today is so huge. You can see the Walmarts of the world now coming and setting up their base in India. India is probably a bigger opportunity than anywhere else besides probably a China. So, and I don't think Indians want to go and settle in China. So, economies of Europe and even, European, I work for a European company. I've traveled across Europe, and trust me, it's a boring place and it's a boring business and it's in a boring, when I say boring, it means the small economies, small market size, it's not as exciting as India.
It's good for natural beauty and all. घूमने जाओ, घूम के वापस आ जाओ. रहने के लिए नहीं है.
And रहने से भी ज़्यादा, it is not good for as a young leader or a person who's just joined job. the opportunity and the learning in the Indian market is much
Much
bigger
more
than probably if you are working, say, in an Italy or even a UK for that matter. These are small countries. The population is less. The market size is less. So overall, and diversity is also less. The diversity which India brings, and from Cochin to Jammu, if you work for an HLL, you could be posted anywhere, which cannot happen if you are working for a HLL in HUL in London. The last corner is probably 3 hours by train. So how much diversity you can get, and as a young guy, you can probably you want to learn, tomorrow with different markets. So India is a better opportunity for some of us. Yes.
So you have done your MBA in marketing, I assume.
Yeah.
So can you just talk about the profiles which were offered to you or maybe your batchmates immediately after MBA, or what they're doing now after a few years of their MBA?
See, most of our batchmates who did marketing today are the people who working for mainly FMCG companies, which are the most sought after at times. Companies like Asian Paints, companies like HUL, companies like Nestle, Procter Gamble. These are companies which my batchmates are working. They're doing very well in these companies. Besides that, IFT has a very unique course which is on trade. Trade is basically commodity trading, trading and some of our toppers of my batch are today very, very senior traders across the world. Some of them are sitting in New York, some of them are sitting in Bangalore, some of them are sitting in Hong Kong. They're trading in diamonds, they're trading in cocoa, they're trading in... So that is, again, some of us who have some background in, say, in agriculture or commodities could actually focus on IFT, and you could get jobs which are very focused. I don't think an IIM Ahmedabad guy could probably be doing diamond trading sitting in Belgium today, but there are a lot of people in my batch who actually ended up in Antwerp, and today some of them are working for big diamond houses. Some of them may have probably set up their own diamond trading businesses in one of my batchmates is doing a diamond trading business in Hong Kong. One of my batchmates is doing a diamond trading business in Bombay. So these are things which probably are different in IFT.
Marketing is also the main thing. For example, if I take your company now, so I think Aman have now converted his passion for travel into a business. So you travel yourself and you start your own company.
We
so
do
marketing
travel.
again come as a part of the main part of the program of your company.
A lot of these colleges, marketing of course, and we also had a very good course on entrepreneurship. Obviously entrepreneurship cannot be taught too much, that's what I would say. But at least the exposure of marketing and ability to market for a company and see your marketing efforts generate sales or revenue for the company gives you the confidence also to work independently. And otherwise marketing, of course, it's the base of any business. You could unless you sell, unless you have a product which is presented to the customer and it generates revenue for a company. So marketing actually is the core. And what I have seen in whatever little exposure I've got to the corporate world is that the people who are marketing, the marketing team ends up being the most pampered team in the company. So that's how marketing, if you like to, and if you're good at marketing, you will always be sought after, you will always be, well paid, you will always be well cared of.
But that's the main problem. If I ask my student in the class, how many of you want to do marketing? 30 may say, 2 will say yes. But they don't understand half of them will be working marketing, directly or indirectly. Even if you join a bank, यार बैंक में कस्टमर तब आएगा, बैंकर का काम तब चलेगा जब कस्टमर आएगा. कस्टमर लेके कौन आएगा? Marketing wala. Yes. At the end of the day, if marketing team, which is always the highest paid as well across the industries.
Yes, they will end up getting paid.
अभी वो but there is a stigma है, मतलब कि वो sales मतलब घर पे टिंग टोंग करने आता, he is a salesman. That's the main perception which students have made.
See, marketing, if you end up in a top B school and get picked up by an HUL or an Asian Paints or a Procter and Gamble, for the first 4 years आपको knock करना ही पड़ेगा. Unfortunately, that's the reality of life. The fact is that unless you knock, how will you know the customer? How will you know the market? So knocking, if you want to become a CEO of HUL after 25 years, please look at the career graph of the current CEO of HUL. Trust me, he joined as a management trainee, and at least 3 years he has knocked doors of houses in some corners of India, probably places where even trains are not available. You're taking buses. That's the how you learn. So if you are a fresh graduate who is passing out of a good top B school, and you are picked up by any good marketing company or a FMCG company, they will expect you to knock doors, and that is how will you learn. You will learn unless you know what your frontline is doing. How can you plan strategies around it? So you have to get that exposure. So,
but the main thing is that people public think you sabun वो sell कर रहा है, ये sell कर रहा है, but you don't need to knock the customer का door literally. You have to knock the franchisees or the distribution centers. So it's more of a
it's more of a channel sales. It is not a one-to-one sale. All the big FMCG companies run our distributions are through channels, and channels is where the young management trainees are initially. You given probably a part of, say, one of my batchmates joined in Kerala, so he was given the areas around Cochin town. So his job was to build, from one panwala to the other panwala and talk about whatever they are trying to sell, even if it is a Lux for that matter. What's the harm? Because unless you know what a panwala is selling and what is the reason that Lux gets sold out of that panwala shop, sitting in a corporate office, how can you strategize? So that is why these companies have such a structured growth chart, that unless you spend time on the field meeting the panwala, you are not given your next assignment, and that's how they build leaders. So I don't think we should be worried about going into a panwala shop and talking about a Lux. They're going to pay you heavily. So you like it or you not like it, for meeting 10 panwalas, you'll probably be getting 5,000 rupees a day. So I don't think 500 rupees a day for a panwala is not a bad match to look at. So I don't think that should be any kind of a deterrent to people from marketing, because unless you want to, there's no in after MBA you could be a finance guy. In that case you'll be sitting in front of a computer doing maths, यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, वहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, क्यों ये डाउन हो रहा है, ये क्यों अप हो रहा है. If you are interested in that, finance is your case. Otherwise marketing, and marketing में ये एक अच्छा exposure है early age पे अगर आपको मिल जाता है.
Finance में my teacher used to say, first dialogue he came to Khan said कि मेरी wife कल क्या buy करने वाली है, I can't predict. तो कल market ऊपर जाएगा कि नीचे जाएगा, how can I predict कि market क्या करने वाला है. तो फाइनेंस में ऑब्वियसली, सो मार्केटिंग का ये नहीं कि इट्स ओनली अबाउट सेल्स. मार्केटिंग इज यूज्ड एवरीवेयर. इवन इफ यू गोइंग टू फाइनेंस और बैंकिंग, आई वाज अ कंसल्टेंट्स आर द बिगेस्ट सेल्समैन. तुम्हारी घड़ी लेके तुम्हें टाइम दिखाना है, तो यू हैव टू बी.
Consulting is another exciting career opportunity today for top B schools, and again it is your choice. If you like to, there's a lot of data crunching, lot of analysis that goes into with consulting. So if you like consulting, it's the consultant, the toppers of the batch are end up as consultants, and entrepreneurs, small businesses, big businesses, trust me, I don't think are number crunchers, and they would prefer someone to do that maths for them, because they would rather focusing on their product quality. And so if you are a smart topper category, and you will get very well paid, you will be traveling a lot, you will start within 1 year of, within 15, probably 6 months of your joining, you will be only living out of 5-star hotels, and some of us get very charmed by it. So and it's a good career at all. The best thing is you get paid, you get even paid more than the HULs of the world. So consulting could never be a bad option for anyone.
नहीं, वो तो है consulting में तो obviously, and even if you do marketing, you can join consulting firms as well. So that's always the best choice to have. So if we summarize the marketing options people have, I'm not taking the interview towards more of a marketing based this thing. So area sales manager, 90% I think will start with ASM.
Yes.
Area sales manager.
Yes.
You are not doing sales, you are taking the area sales of area, like you become a Thane in charge.
Yes.
तो थाने में किधर पेप्सी के बोर्ड लगाने हैं, किस से बात करना है, चैनल मार्केटिंग.
Yes.
So all the B2B come into picture.
Yes, and you will have some people reporting to you as well. So from the first day itself, you will have a team of about 10-15 people who would be talking to you, who will be telling you what is happening. So you are not the front line, you are probably the second line of the team. Yes.
And आप जो मर्जी कर लो, 90% of the jobs are in marketing.
Yes.
If not,
Marketing is an exciting opportunity and एक फाइनेंस का बंदा 2 फाइनेंस के बंदे 10 फाइनेंस के बंदे एक 500 बंदों की टीम को मैनेज कर सकता है, कंपनी को मैनेज कर सकता है. सो एंड अप जो है ज़्यादा जॉब्स जो हैं वो सेल्स और मार्केटिंग में ही मिलेंगी, बिकॉज every company which is now probably strong in one part of the country would like to become and people who are growing in market share would adding more products, you know. An Asian Paint could get into a wallpaper industry tomorrow. They may need people to market. So it is companies who are expanding their portfolio, companies who are, you know, wanting new territories to be marked, would always need new marketing and sales people to increase their footprint, you know.
One of my very close batchmates, he after the MBA from IIM Bangalore, he in marketing, he is working as a Reliance Retail, and his job is to find new areas to start Reliance Retail Center. So he's traveling everywhere to new town, new cities, smaller towns, and starting. That's another new area expansion and all.
Yes, expansion is always, you know, companies which are already well established companies. Today also, I don't know if people have read, the Coca-Cola wants to buy Horlicks, which is looking very out of sync. While a beverage company which is into cold drinks buying and so tomorrow if Coca-Cola buys Horlicks, they would probably need the new kind of a team to, you know, and obviously they would have thought of a different, probably they want to get into some Horlick based drinks tomorrow. So they would need people to sell this concept to the trade, sell this, think about the marketing. So companies who are planning to expand, and companies today have so much of money in their banks, and their you know, their books are so strong that they don't want to sit idle with these books. Again an article which I read yesterday was that ITC chairman has been given a 2 years extension, and the reason they are doing it is because ITC is now planning to launch 30 products in this year in India in FMCG space. A company like ITC, who's probably wanting to launch 30 new products in 1 year. Incidentally, ITC is also planning to buy, is also in the foray to buy Horlicks. Is that how many? They may not need finance people. They have so much money in their banks. They don't need to worry about. Anyway, they have a cash rich and a cash cow which is running money for them. So they need, if they are introducing 30 new products, even if they have a very, very strong marketing team already in place to launch 30 products, imagine the amount of people ITC is going to hire, and 90% of these people will be in marketing and sales. So companies, huge big companies which are now trying to expand, would probably need manpower in the marketing side.
Marketing is exciting there. If you look at ITC, for example, if you buy a chewing gum for 50 paisa, that chewing gum is made in Kolkata, traveled all the way. जिसने हाथ लारा उसने कमाया उसमें से, everybody have earned on the way, and he sold at 50 paisa the pan wala. So you have to understand the mechanism. So that itself is the biggest marketing learning you can get from this thing.
Correct.
So and marketing is the most exciting area. So if you go to pan wala today, you can एक दुकान पे जाओ. There used to be a time when you used to keep cigarettes and pan. Now cigarette, pan, biscuit, sabun, everything is there. Sell.
Cigarette companies giving so many products. ITC, how the panwala is filled with ITC products. So that is the reason why ITC is today such a huge success, is because they have used their distribution of the cigarettes so dramatically, and Panwala is also happy because he is able to sell multiple products to the same consumer.
ITC Google कर लो और सब छोड़ो marketing के बारे में ज्ञान, आप Google पे डालो ITC, whatever information, Imperial Tobacco Company to India larger, they not overtaken HLL, I think.
They have not. ITC
number two.
I think ITC was, if you look at the market capitalization, ITC was much bigger than HUL, but I think very recently something happened in the HUL has again come back in the last 2-3 months to become number one. ITC was valued more than that. For the last 4-5 years, ITC had overtaken just about, I don't know if the equation has changed, but there was a very big article in the papers about 1 or 2 months back when ITC had gone down below HUL. Okay. So, but ITC has a tobacco is their main business, you know. Their FMCG to unka cash cow hai, so they are using that money to build their FMCG business.
Okay, sir. So nice. It was great talking to you. So thank you very much for coming on board.
Thank you, Ravneet, and all the best for this channel, and all the best to all you guys. All the best. Do well. Get into top B schools. and make yourself proud and your family proud.
Great. Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.